I have been working on my budget. I don't get SNAP. I don't get any of that. And but my co-pays have gone up. They've doubled on my medicine. And this medicine I have to have. It's my steroids, my, the pre-chemo medicine I have to take. So I thought, well, I need to like buckle down on other things because I'm also saving $750 to get my brakes done in December. So, yeah, I live on $1,004 a month. That's what I live on. That's my retirement. Note, if you're self-employed, if you, an entrepreneur, pay yourself. Make sure you pay yourself. That's something I didn't do. All those years of owning beauty shops and car detail, I never invested into myself. Not very much at all, and it shows. Because once I, was diagnosed with cancer, I went and filed for my early retirement, and that made me eligible for some help with medical, which was good. But I don't qualify for anything. You would think because my income is so low, I would, but I do live in my vehicle. And they don't take into consideration my car payment. Because when I got this van, it was during the time when everything was triple the price. And I only have like a year left to pay on it, but they don't take in like my car insurance and my car payment, which is $350 combined for the two. So that takes a chunk. So what I did was wrote out a list of food. I have $30 cash. It's so easy if you're using a debit card to, I'll just go ahead. I don't want to do that. I want to just do my $30 for the week budget. I do already have things like top ramen. I have vegetables in a can. I have, the potatoes, green beans, peas. I have some soups. I have some canned chicken, some packets of tuna. But there's other things that I need. So I'm going to get, and it'll last me over a week. But the $30, I want to see if it's doable. Especially with the way prices are going right now. I don't know. The good thing is gas has gone down here in Lane County, Oregon. It is now $3.35 a gallon. And with my rewards card, I got an additional 10 cents off. So that was great. It's better than the $4 that I had to pay. So I'm going to go in and do my shopping. And then when I'm all done, before I put anything away, I'll show you what it is I got, how much I actually spent, and I don't have a fridge, so how am I storing this? It's very doable. I had fridges and no fridges and had fridges and thought of getting another fridge. It's not in the budget, but I do have a cold drawer, and it's going into winter, so I'm fine. Allergies are bad today. Anyway, yeah, so I'll be back and we'll go over all of this. Talk to you soon. Bye. Okay, finished at Walmart. Now, next week I'm going to go to Winco to see how the prices differ. But I got 2 cans of soup, $1.98 each. 3 cans of chicken breast at $1.24 each. I got 3 pouches of the chunk like tuna ranch. I mix a little bit of mayo. Those packets, I get those free at the deli. I had asked permission a while back, and they said, absolutely, help yourself. So I try not to go too stupid crazy. Eggs were on sale for $1.97. I about passed out. English cucumber, 97. Now this lettuce is just iceberg, $2.57. I almost didn't get it, but I can't eat salads without it. I got string cheese, Let me see how much that was. Let's see. Well, the sourdough bread was $2.67. Well, let's see. I can't find it on here. Oh, it was, the bag of apples was $3.77. But it had a price tag, and I read it, and it said $1.27, but I'm not going to argue. I needed those. So that did put me over a little bit. And let's see. Oh, $3.28 for the string cheese. I like getting string cheese because a few of the people that I enjoy helping out feeding at the park, they like the lettuce, string cheese, mustard mayo sandwich. So the grand total of this, let me turn my camera around. So the grand total was $31.87. I went over by $1.87, and that's because of the apples. But it is a big bag of apples. It will last me about a week and a half with handing out some of them. So all in all, this will feed me and provide lunch for a couple other people at the park for a good week. And of course, what doesn't get used gets carried over. So I have a cold storage drawer. It's just a drawer. And I have Reflectix in it. And hang on, let me get this organized and I'll show you that. Well, there it is, but I'm going to move this drawer over to this one because it's even blocked in more, but it stays so nice and cool, and it is winter time, so I'm not stressing over anything. Everything that needs to be refrigerated, eggs could be out for a few days, so I'm good with that. Yeah, all in all, it was a good haul. Got everything on my list. I planned out what I was going to eat on what days and what I needed. And even though I have 9 cans of this chicken, that and Top Ramen are things that I tend to give away a lot. When people that live in their vehicles or RVs, even some people in their tents, they have a little way to heat up food. And so that way they can put the extra protein of the chicken in with their Top Ramen. And I like to do that for them, so I always make sure that I keep extra. Oh, I forgot. I got the no-name Ritz crackers for $1.98. And I like those because I could just, especially on chemo week, I'm just not real hungry, but I'll mix up some mayonnaise in the tuna fish, eat a few crackers. I know Randy, he has become my park favorite. And I know he likes it, so I'll make him some tuna fish and crackers, and he'll munch them as he's out collecting cans. And so it's just a good go-to. And soup, you can never have too much soup. Last year I had a ton of soup, and I had given actually most of it away. And then when it got so cold, I was like, oh, soup sounds good, and I didn't have any. So I'm making sure that I have enough to take care of my needs. And also, I always tell people, if I have a crumb, you're welcome to half a crumb. I love to share, so, and no one should go hungry. But this is my $30 for 7 days. Now, you're probably going to say you don't have breakfast stuff. Well, there's eggs, but I usually boil them and put them on a salad. I like salads for breakfast. I do have oatmeal, so if I'm wanting something like that, I'll have oatmeal. I'm not a huge breakfast eater, so simple is better for me. And I definitely don't cook hardly ever. I'm a heat and eat girl, so I'll heat it up and eat it. And that's the extent of my eating. But, that's doable, especially on my budget, because I budget $100 for gas, because I do stay local, because I am in treatment, and now I'm gonna budget in my $120, and it might mean a few days eating top ramen, but that's okay, you know. Gonna stick within that budget, because I do have to get breaks in December, the beginning of January. By then it'll be due, and then I need to start saving. $900 it's going to cost me. The price went up on tires for my rig, but I still have a lot of meat on these wheels, so I'm good with my tires. But I know I want everything to be safe and sound, and I want a nest egg as well, so when I could start traveling again, that I do have some go-to money in case something happens. In the past 2 years, I have put in almost $3,000 in fixing things on my van. From the something joint in the front, and you know, and nothing is cheap anymore. And I honestly, backyard mechanics, I don't know any, and if I did, I just wouldn't, because this is my home, and I need to make sure I'm safe in it, and I have a really good mechanic, and he cuts me a good deal, so I'm not complaining. But yeah, that's my budget for this week. I'll do another video on this exact same thing next week when I go to the store and compare, and to see how this lasted. Now, the one thing I will have to get is water. So that's depends what one store it's 30 cents a gallon, another store it's 48 cents a gallon. So to be honest, I don't really include that in my my groceries, because some weeks I could drink a gallon a day, other weeks it's half gallon a day. So I just don't budget that in. It's a necessity, and I have tons of tea, so I'm not gonna have to buy any of that probably for a year. But anyway, I hope this helps somebody. You know, it might not be the things that we're accustomed to eating. To me, this is basic eating for me. But I was looking like at their beef. Gosh, I haven't eaten beef in forever. This small steak was almost 18 bucks. I was like, how the heck? How could you feed a family on steak, you know? No wonder when I watch those Walmart shoplifting shows on YouTube, it's almost always Legos and beef that people are stealing. The most expensive things. It's just crazy. But, you know, like I was saying, we might not be accustomed, the foods we're accustomed to eating, but it is doable to eat on a budget. Just, you know, make out your menu and your list, go through and figure out what you have. You know, I have a lot of odds and end things, and I could throw in, I can make a really good soup if I wanted to, but making one portion of soup, because like I said, I don't have a refrigerator, so it's not like I could put it in the fridge for another day. But if you have a refrigerator, that works great. And by summertime, I'm sure I'll have one, because there's no way I could keep food without a refrigerator in the summer. Anyway, I hope this helps. And we'll be doing some more tips and tricks as the week goes. I'm telling you, I'm pretty happy. I'm happy with this little haul. $31.86. But like I said, it was the bag of apples that threw me off. Anyway, God bless. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.